She thought her playful puppy was just being silly, barking, spinning, and blocking her way to the nursery. But when she finally pushed past him, everything changed. The smell hit first, then the terrifying truth. What her tiny German Shepherd was trying to protect her from will leave you breathless. Before we start, make sure to hit like and subscribe. And really, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country name in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. It was one of those quiet afternoons when everything felt safe and ordinary. The soft hum of the washing machine filled the little house and sunlight poured through the curtains, painting warm stripes across the nursery floor. Emma smiled as she gently rocked her 1-year-old son, Liam, in her arms. His tiny fingers clutched her shirt, eyes fluttering with sleep. On the rug nearby, a small German Shepherd puppy named Bruno rolled onto his back, batting playfully at a stuffed toy. He was barely 6 months old, clumsy, full of energy, and completely devoted to his little family. Every day, he followed Emma everywhere she went, tail wagging like a shadow of loyalty. To Emma, it was just another peaceful day in their happy home. She had no idea that in just a few minutes that same playful puppy would do something that would change everything. As Emma laid Liam gently in his crib, the soft rhythm of his breathing filled the room. She smiled, brushing a curl from his forehead before stepping out and pulling the nursery door halfway closed. But just as she turned, Bruno lifted his head sharply. His ears twitched. He let out a low whine, the kind that made Emma pause mid-step. "What's wrong, buddy?" she asked softly. Bruno didn't wag his tail this time. Instead, he began pacing in small circles near the nursery door, his nails clicking nervously against the wooden floor. Emma laughed under her breath. "Jealous again, huh?" she teased, kneeling to pet him. But Bruno didn't relax. He pressed closer to the door, head low, tail tucked slightly between his legs. A flicker of unease passed through Emma's chest. It was unusual. Bruno never acted this way before. Something, she realized, had him on edge. Emma frowned slightly, wiping her hands on a towel as she walked back toward the nursery. "All right, Bruno, enough of your drama," she said with a gentle laugh. But when she reached the door, Bruno suddenly darted forward, planting himself squarely in front of it. His tiny paws spread wide, body stiff, eyes locked on her with surprising intensity. He let out a low growl, soft, warning, almost trembling. Emma blinked in confusion. "Bruno, move," she said, trying to step around him. But every time she shifted, he shifted too, blocking her path like a furry little guardian. Her amusement began to fade. "Bruno, stop it," she said more firmly. The puppy whimpered but didn't move. His body trembled, ears pinned back, tail still. He wasn't playing. He was scared. Emma crouched down, her voice softening. "Hey, what is it, boy?" she whispered. Bruno's breathing quickened. He pressed his body harder against the door, eyes pleading. For the first time that day, a chill crept up Emma's spine. She couldn't explain it, but something about Bruno's behavior didn't feel random anymore. It felt like a warning. Emma sighed, shaking her head. "You're being ridiculous," she murmured, reaching down to scoop Bruno into her arms. He squirmed instantly, whining louder, his paws pushing against her chest as if begging her not to move closer. All right, she laughed nervously, setting him down again. "You're seriously starting to freak me out." Still, she reached for the nursery door handle. The moment she cracked it open, Bruno lunged, barking sharply, the sound echoing through the quiet house. Emma froze. A faint hissing drifted from inside, and soft but unmistakable. Her heart skipped a beat. "What is that?" she whispered, leaning closer. Then it hit her, a sharp chemical smell that burned the back of her throat. Her stomach twisted in dread. Gas. She shoved the door wider and saw the small heater in the corner, its indicator light flickering weakly, a thin stream of fumes leaking from a crack near the base. And inside that room, her baby was still asleep. Emma's pulse thundered in her ears. In one horrifying instant, she realized what Bruno had been trying to tell her all along. They were in danger. Emma's breath caught in her throat. The faint hiss grew louder now that the door was open. Panic surged through her. She didn't think, she just moved. Covering her mouth with her sleeve, she rushed into the nursery, her eyes darting to the crib. "Liam," she gasped, scooping her baby into her arms. The smell was thicker inside, nauseating, dizzying. Her eyes watered as she stumbled backward, clutching her son tightly. Behind her, Bruno barked frantically, stepping inside despite the fumes. He stood between Emma and the heater, barking again and again as if trying to push her toward the door. "Come on, Bruno," she choked out, coughing hard. Together they stumbled into the hallway and out the front door, bursting into the open air. Emma collapsed on the porch, gasping, holding Liam close to her chest. Tears blurred her vision as she looked down at Bruno. The little puppy wobbled on his paws, breathing fast, his tiny chest rising and falling in shallow gasps. He had gone back into the danger, just to make sure they got out. Within minutes, the wail of sirens filled the street. Firefighters rushed inside, masks on, shouting over the roar of venting gas. One of them turned to Emma, voice urgent. "Ma'am, you're lucky. One spark and this whole place would have gone up." Emma barely heard him. Her focus was on Bruno, who lay weakly on the porch beside her. His small chest rose and fell unevenly, eyes half closed. "Hang on, baby. Please," she whispered, stroking his fur with trembling hands. At the vet's clinic later that evening, the doctor looked astonished. "He inhaled a dangerous amount of gas," he said gently. "But you brought him just in time. He's going to make it." Emma let out a shaky breath, tears spilling down her cheeks. Bruno had risked his life without hesitation, and saved theirs in return. That night, the vet's office was quiet, lit only by the soft glow of the monitor beside Bruno's bed. Emma sat in the chair next to him, her baby asleep in a blanket on her lap. She reached out and gently brushed a hand through Bruno's fur. "You knew before any of us did," she whispered, her voice trembling. "You tried to warn me, and you never gave up." Bruno's eyes fluttered open at the sound of her voice. His tail gave the faintest wag, weak but determined. Emma smiled through tears. "My brave boy," she murmured, "my little hero." A nurse stepped in, smiling softly. "He's going to be okay. Strong little guy you've got there?" Emma nodded, eyes glistening. She leaned down, pressing her forehead against Bruno's. "You didn't just save us," she whispered. "You reminded me what real love looks like. Sometimes heroes don't wear uniforms. They walk on four paws with hearts that sense danger before we ever could." Bruno didn't think twice. He just protected the ones he loved. If you believe dogs truly understand love beyond words, share this story and celebrate every brave, loyal soul like him.